South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. Welcome to your midweek edition of Afternoon Express, and my name is Balisa Tembe. Now on this Wednesday, we are going to be meeting 7-year-old vlogger Elijah Swartz. We're also going to be touching base with Proudly South Africa as we talk about local personalities and their journey in the world of being an entrepreneur. And then we get into a fun game of the new Tropica IC What Happens Next challenge. Now, ladies in the kitchen, I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Hey.
Well, I might be in the kitchen, but the one thing we do not want to be cooking up this winter is a cold. So we're going to be talking all things winter and healthy immune system.
I know, girl. And like Balisa said, we have somewhat of a challenge today. I mean, would we be Afternoon Express if we didn't have a challenge for you? Well, you're going to need to stay tuned for that and see exactly what it's about. But for now, back to you in the lounge, Bali.
Thank you, sisters. Now, music has always been a great unifier for South Africa. From struggle songs to anthems sung on the sports field and more, we have produced some of the most iconic and memorable performers and tracks. Joining us now via Zoom is the spokesperson for the Psalmers, Lesley Mofokeng, who has also been part of the panel discussion hosted by Proudly South Africa at the Buy Local Summit and Expo. Lesley, welcome to the show.
Hey, Balisa, how are you doing?
I'm so excited to be touching base with you. I mean, Lesley, can you please discuss the importance of the arts sector in the economy? Of course, the value chain that we see within the technical, the makeup and the costumes. Why is it so crucial? Why is there such a crucial need to support local artists?
Well, let's start off here, Balisa, by the fact that we all listen to music. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that you don't hear a song or you don't play music. So music is central to our very own existence, and it's something that keeps the world going. And there's no doubt that when we play music, when we listen to music, when we consume music, we contribute to the economy. So it's clear that when you talk about the business of music, you're talking about a whole industry that contributes a lot to our GDP. Not only that, but it actually contributes to our social cohesion. It contributes to all of us enjoying life, just down to the simple pleasures of listening to your favorite song on the radio, or maybe even when you go into the shops or you're in the comfort of your house. So music really is at the center of our existence.
I could not agree with you more, Lesley. And another very interesting topic here that we have to look at are the regulations behind local content. I mean, are local content thresholds a good idea in the broadcast media, and does it help local artists?
Well, I think what's most important is that we need to put the artist first. And I think there's a lot of work that still needs to be done in making sure that our musicians are taken care of and making sure that there's longevity in the industry, and that the fact that you release music, you do not just disappear into the background or people forget about you, but it should be all about securing your future and making sure that there is life after music. I know a lot of musicians make music till the end of time, but we still got to make sure that our musicians are taken care of, and there's still work to be done there.
Absolutely. I mean, so much work that I can think of, and this is essentially what I want to tap into next. I mean, can you please just tell us more about the recovery of the South African music industry during post-hard lockdown?
Well, let me speak on behalf of the South African Music Awards and say that this year we've seen the biggest number of entries in the history of the Summers.
Wow.
The biggest number, we're sitting at 1,163,000 entries. We've never had such kind of numbers ever in the history of the summer. This is a simple indication of how the music industry has recovered, I think, and the music industry shows its resilience and its fight back. It's fighting back to show that it is strong, it is happening, and good music is being made, and people see themselves worthy of being honored by the prestigious South African Music Awards. That's an example, just one example of showing how the industry is regrouping and the industry is claiming back what was lost in the fire of COVID-19. But overall, I mean, we look forward to live performances. We look forward to concerts that people enjoy, and that's where our musicians make a lot of money and they actually connect with their audiences. Those are still to come, and I think with the lockdown regulations and with the conditions improving around COVID-19, things are looking promising.
Very exciting. I'm looking forward to everything that the Psalmers have in store for us this year. Well, thank you so much, Lesley Mofokeng, of course, the spokesperson at the Psalmers. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, if you'd like to check out the session between these amazing personalities and artists in our diverse and unified music industry, then head over to www.buylocalsummit.co.za, where you can see the panel discussion, which was hosted by Proudly South African. Now, on social media, Mzansi, this is what we're saying to you. What's the biggest factor for when you're investing in your child's hobby? What they're passionate about, what they're talented at, or what you think will help them in the long term. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of the comments. But coming up, we touch base with what will happen when the third wave of COVID hits. And then, of course, we meet our superstar 7-year-old vlogger, Elijah Swartz. Just whilst we've managed to tame the second wave with new cases dramatically dropping, many are concerned with a potential third wave to hit South Africa. What does this mean for us, and what are the dangers, and most importantly, how can we prepare for it? Well, we chat to infectious disease specialist Dr. Emile Reed on what we need to know about the potential third wave of the COVID-19 virus. And of course, Nicole, as the health correspondent, last time we spoke to Dr. Emile, he alluded to this third wave.
Absolutely, and our biggest enemy right now for us is fear, and our biggest weapon against that is knowledge. And I don't think we could have anyone better today than infectious disease specialist Dr. Emile Reed.
Absolutely, the man of the moment. Please talk to us about the current state of the second wave of COVID-19. And of course, in your opinion, we as a country, are we done, of course, with tackling the second wave?
Well, guys, thank you very, very much. And it's always great to be with you. Well, Palesa, just to answer your question, I think we are currently reaching the tail end of the second wave. We have in South Africa 31,000 active cases as we speak. And the one thing about the second wave, it was hard, it was horrible, and way more intense than everybody expected it to be, especially with the new variant that came around. I don't think anyone could be prepared enough for what was coming. I believe all of us did our best under circumstances, and whatever we did would have never been enough to weather the storm of the second wave.
Absolutely, Doc. So, Doctor, now with the second wave under control, when do you anticipate this third wave?
Nicole, the arrival of the third wave is completely, as far as I feel, dependent on the behavioral patterns of our population. By continuing the current mitigation strategies that we all know by heart by now, will probably delay the advent of the third wave. Not following it, obviously, will lead to a premature increase in cases and will most likely ignite the third wave. The fact that lockdown were lifted to level 1, especially with the current levels of vaccination, will probably not count in our favor, as bigger congregations are already allowed, which by now we all know will be the source of super spreader events, especially in poor ventilated indoor areas.
Doctor, then how will this be different? And is there a potential of a new variant of the virus?
Alessa, that is an important question. And I think the development of mutations and variants occurs normally with each and every virus replication cycle that we see. The same with COVID-19 and the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The developments of mutations and variants are inevitable. So there are already hundreds of variants with regards to the SARS-CoV-2 virus at this point. But every now and again, you get a variant which makes a massive difference with regards to the behavior of the virus. Sometimes, however, we do see variants that develop that actually change the behavior of the virus for the good, which means that the virus can become a little bit more subdued or become less transmissible. And that is what we all hope and pray for.
Well, now, Doctor, the question of the hour. This is a hot topic right now. Certainly in my house, I'm a pharmacist and my husband is a veterinarian. And everybody wants to know about this drug, ivermectin. Friend or foe?
That's a very difficult answer. And as we currently know, ivermectin have been available for many decades. And myself, as an infectious diseases physician, uses ivermectin for resistant scabies, a topical form of ivermectin. And using ivermectin for COVID-19 is completely different. I think if one look at the current level of evidence available for ivermectin with regards to COVID, it's relatively poor. It needs to undergo peer review. The numbers within the studies were small. The dosage strategies and outcomes were completely different. Also, ivermectin was never ran against a placebo arm of a study, meaning that ivermectin was tested as part of a cocktail regime with doxycycline, azithromycin, hydroxychloroquine, and one doesn't really know whether the effect on the COVID outcome was due to the ivermectin or whether a combination of all the drugs available. So I think at this point, as clinicians, we fully appreciate the urgency of getting drugs to work against COVID. And I certainly hope ivermectin will be shown to work, but until the evidence is in and the question answered, it's about the effectiveness versus the harm, I don't think we should yet make that decision to whether we should prescribe ivermectin as yet.
Is there anything that we should know to be fully prepared for the third wave?
Well, as said earlier, guys, I think the advent of the third wave is dependent on all of us. It's all about the mitigation strategies we know by heart. The fact that we have gone to lockdown level 1 doesn't mean COVID is gone. We should use our experiences and the lessons learned, whether good or bad, from the first two waves to prepare us for what lies ahead. We also need to accept that COVID is going to be part of our lives, and we need to accept the new normal. Mask up, physically distance, refrain from attending big gatherings and congregations, sanitize, and make sure that once the vaccine is freely available, to get in line and ready to receive your jab. Vaccination and herd immunity is probably our only way out of this pandemic. And remember, we're all in this together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
Thank you, guys. Keep well.
Well, Mzansi, you've been tracking with us this competition from the start, and I mean, what an exciting one it's been, Nicole.
I love it, and the fact that we're talking about people having survived COVID, and we're talking about COVID third and second waves that we've come out of, now to talk about other survival stories and hear what things people are overcoming.
Absolutely, Mzansi. So do you have a survival story? Well, then we want to hear from you. Share your survival story with us, from surviving a failed parachute to escaping a lion attack. Do you have a survival story? Well, Immuwenza is giving away 5,000 Rand a week for 5 weeks. And all you have to do is to reply to the Immuwenza competition post on the Afternoon Express Facebook page or Twitter page and tell us your survival story and what protected you using the hashtag Immuwenza. Competition closes tonight, the 10th of March, 2021 at midnight. And terms and conditions can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. Help support your immune system for your next big adventure with Immuwenza. Today we have a very special guest along with his family. Elijah Swartz, a 7-year-old vlogger who took his love for adventures, speaking and telling stories to start a YouTube page which was aimed at helping kids and parents during hard lockdown. Family, welcome to the loft.
Thank you. Hello.
I mean, Mzansi, can you not see, we're just all a family here, can you not see the resemblance? I'm loving the fact that we had to bring everyone along, Nicole, and just, you know, celebrate an absolute talent.
It is adorable, and what is so cool to see is just the support around someone so talented.
I know, and Mr. Man of the Moment, Mr. Elijah, as a 7-year-old, you love yourself a good adventure. I mean, from wrestling a cheetah, climbing up a tree and up mountains and hiking. I mean, where did your love for all the adventure start that made you want to start your very own YouTube channel?
Well, why I started my YouTube channel is because during lockdown, me and my mom did lots of fun stuff at home, but eventually it did get quite boring. So I decided to start my own YouTube channel and to go safe places to go and to show other people that also have kids that are safe to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that are also bored at home, safe places to go.
I love that, Nicole. So Elijah saw a problem and was like, you know what? I'm going to come with the solution for the entire South Africa.
It's so awesome to see. I have a 9-year-old son, and we bake muffins in the kitchen, and we have to film it, and he says to the camera on my phone, he says, guys, click and subscribe and follow me. I think it's his dream to start a YouTube channel, but you've actually done it and you're living the adventures at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, Mom and Dad, Chantal and Craig, congratulations. You have done such an incredible job raising such a confident young man. Oh my goodness, and I was actually just saying how well behaved you are. I mean, baby brother to big brother. How proud are you of your sons, especially young Elijah? And has it always been an aim for you to be able to instill this confidence at a young age?
Well, it has. We're very, very proud of him, and he's always had confidence. He's always entertained us and kept us laughing. From very little, he used to run and purposely fall or like walk into a sliding door to make us laugh and tell stories and entertain. He's always had a very a lovely imagination and creativity. He used to love playing dress up and being different characters. He used to come up with his own stories and different accents, and then eventually started using my phone as well and recording all his adventures, and so we're very proud of him and we love his confidence.
I mean, Daddy Craig, when you do see Elijah and you think back to when he started loving being in front of the camera, what kind of memories come up for you?
You know, it was very funny with when he believes that it's the superheroes that he's portraying. So, like with the Batman, it's funny when they had career day at school, and he had to tell us who is going to be, what is going to be one day. And he wanted to be Batman, and we're like, you cannot be Batman. It's not possible. You need to choose a career. So he said, well, I'll be Bruce Wayne.
Great answer.
What an amazing answer. I mean, Elijah, there's a lot of things that you just are so in love with. We've already spoken about you being adventurous, super adventurous.
Yeah.
We also know one of the darling loves of your life is your little brother.
Yes.
And another thing that you love a lot is storytelling, so much so that you've created your very own Afternoon Express story. Do you want to share that with us?
Yes, I have, and I would love to. Welcome to Story Time with Elijah.
Dun, da, da, da.
Once upon a time, there was a boy who loved meeting new people and going places. He loved being part of the Rainbow Nation. He saw each color of the rainbow as a different blessing. Red for love, orange for hope, yellow for new ideas. They all had meaning except for one color. One day he got a call from the one and only Afternoon Express. He was so happy to be on the best TV show ever and to meet the beautiful Auntie Palesa and Auntie Nicole. He now had a blessing for the last color, opportunity. The end.
Oh my goodness!
I love it. And subscribe.
I mean, I am definitely clicking that subscribe button. Wow, I'm very proud of you. That imagination, being able to think out of the box, so much so that he's personifying colors. I mean, this is very, very special. Mom and Dad, Craig and Chantal, seeing your young son being so involved with social media at such a young age. I mean, is that scary for you? What kind of things do you have to warn him against and tell him to be careful for, especially at that innocence? I mean, you don't want that to be spoiled.
Yes.
So obviously at his age, what we're doing now, we manage all his accounts. So he's not exposed to cyberbullies, which is a very real thing. And but he is aware of it. So after he posted his first video, he came home from school that day and didn't ask how many views or subscribers he got. He asked how many people disliked the video. So he is aware that is out there. But what we like about him is that we've always instilled a sense of self-belief.
Yeah.
So as long as he's enjoying what he's doing, he knows that there are going to be people out there that's not going to like what he's doing. But we keep telling him, Justin Bieber has one of the most disliked videos out there.
That's true.
Yet he's so popular.
True story.
And in fact, he used the platform of YouTube as his springboard into the limelight. I love that. I mean, very wise words here. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm so inspired by this family, Nicole.
I just know that there's kids watching, my own kids watching, out there that are going to learn from your authenticity, to be real, to be themselves. And from such a young age when the pressure, I think, especially in a school environment, is quite intense.
Absolutely. I mean, Elijah, do you have any words for any young boy or girl out there who also like you, wants to go into social media, YouTube and vlogging?
Well, the first thing that I would tell them if they want to be a YouTuber is what your channel is about, or what your videos are about. You really need to love what you're doing and put a lot of effort into it, or else it will just be boring.
Oh, it's just that simple, just that easy. So much so that your little brother's also motivated there. You've got your cheering squad with you, your cheerleaders, your support system. Thank you so much, Swartz family, for stopping by Afternoon Express. But Elijah, I'm going to play a fun game with you later on. Are you ready?
Yes.
Dum, da, da, da. Very excited for that. But coming up, Mzansi, we're going to be touching base again with Proudly South African as we find out about local personalities and their journeys as entrepreneurs. is the final day of Proudly SA's 3-day Buy Local Summit, which is taking place at the Sandton Convention Centre. Now, yesterday, one of the focuses was on celebrating local brands built by popular local personalities. Joining us now via Zoom are two guests that need no introduction, Happy Ngidi and Maponyane. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
I'm loving the vibes behind us, all things Proudly SA, truly repping local is lekker. But Happy, I have to touch base with you, Siswam. What was the aim of the Buy Local Summit with regards to highlighting local brands and businesses built up by local personalities and celebrities?
So the aim of the summit, Buy Local Summit in Expo, is really exactly that, to highlight the fact that South Africa has got great quality products that are affordable and that are, that are accessible, that give South Africans a place to go to be able to buy products that are made in South Africa by South Africans for South Africans. Because, most of the time you'll find South Africans telling us that they do want to buy local and support local, but they don't know where to find the products. And so the Summit in Expo is really a place to be virtually this time around, where there's a whole area, in a section on the online platform that showcases about 200 products that are made locally.
I mean, Maps, for you as a local and lekker business owner yourself, this must seem like such a haven and safe space. I mean, how conscious were you before you started your own business of buying local? And of course, are you more conscious now because you've got a very own local business yourself?
I think I've always been very, very conscious of buying local. I've always been someone who's wanted to prioritize as much local purchases as possible, or at least establish some sort of a balance, because there's so many great local businesses. And I think a lot of the time we neglect just how good the businesses are and how great the products that we have to offer are. And the fact that we are more than good enough. And I think even being more and more local than ever before and having a local recognized brand, then it has definitely made me even more conscious of it. But I think it's something that I've always tried to put at the forefront of conversations as much as possible. And I think something like this is so important. It is that haven that you're speaking about. And I think with the type of people we even had today at the summit, we had people such as Boiti with her amazing beauty care range, as well as Theo Baloyi from Batu, and just reminding us or reminding everyone that it's cool to buy local and it's cool to support local, and that we can meet any standard and can stand up against the best in the world.
I think what's very exciting about you, Maps, is the fact that not only were you able to build a very strong following for yourself within the television realm, may I say, but it seems as if, someone who has not, I'm ashamed to say, tasted one of your Buns Out burgers, it's just Insta-worthy. Everybody is using that hashtag. Everybody is out there. So it seems as if you've done such a great job marketing yourself and putting yourself as a business out there.
It just means we're going to have to come to Cape Town soon so that you can taste it. So don't worry. I won't hold it against you.
I will be the first person lined up, honey. Let me tell you, I can't wait. But Happy, finally with you, how does Proudly SA help brands like Maps's and other local personalities who took part in discussions to access the market?
But let me start off with this. So trust me, the burgers from Buns Out are amazing. I've been there personally. In fact, I got there, it was so full that I had to stand in the queue for a good 5 minutes.
Was it worth it?
But those burgers are amazing. So we pride ourselves at Proudly South African, with the fact that we make access to market opportunities available for businesses such as, Maps's business and local businesses, overall. Because we often view that, an entrepreneur may have a great business idea or a business or a product, but if nobody buys from them, it defeats the whole purpose. So that's the gap that we fill. That's where we come in as Proudly South African. But also, it then speaks a lot to the issue of localization. I mean, the theme for this conference was localization as a key driver of the economy. Yesterday, we were addressed by the president to share with South Africans and to remind South Africans about the importance of buying local and the importance of supporting local in an effort to revitalize the economy, which speaks to his economy recovery plan.
What truly excites me, Happy and Maps, is the fact that we're seeing our president, Ubab Cyril, walking the talk, leading by example, of course, speaking at the summit, giving that opportunity to be able to share in the local and lekker glory that is proudly SA. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us here on Afternoon Express, and thank you for challenging everybody to make sure you buy something local. Goodbye.
Bye. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Buy local and support local is an aim of the amazing work Proudly South African is doing with their 9th annual and first virtual Buy Local Summit and Expo. To find out more about the discussion Happy had yesterday with these amazing personalities, then log on to www.buylocalsummit.co.za.
Well, talking about investing in talent, we have been asking on social media, what is the most important factor when investing in your child's talent, hobby rather? Is it what they're passionate about? Is it what they're talented at? Or is it what you think will help them in the long run? Do engage with us on social media. Use the hashtag Afternoon Express. And Nicole, we do have some more coming up, right?
Yes, I'm just as excited about investing in your health and preparing, I think, for what we're going to term a COVID winter.
Okay, all of that.
And we get to speak to Dr. Emile Reed again.
All right, all of that coming up.
back to the show. Now, winter is a short few months away, but what does it mean for us during the second wave of COVID-19, seasonal flu, and the possibility of a third wave on its way? Now, we chat to an infectious disease specialist, Dr. Emile Reed, on how we can prepare for a COVID winter. Welcome back to the show, Doc.
Hello, guys. Nice to be here.
Absolutely. Now, Doctor, the days are getting shorter, the air is getting colder, and winter is slowly approaching. Now, how can winter affect COVID-19 virus?
Well, Palesa, the big question is, like with all other respiratory viruses, one is wondering whether COVID-19 is also seasonal. And we were made to believe that the SARS-CoV-2 virus will flourish during the winter and will disappear in the summer. And unfortunately, that wasn't true, because as we found, our second wave happened right in the middle of summer. We do, however, know that this virus definitely loves low temperatures and low humidity, but unfortunately not good news, because it means that we will definitely have COVID-19 during this winter as well.
Well, Doctor, COVID-19 during a flu season, how can the flu further add further risk to COVID-19?
Yeah.
Well, Nicole, I think people sometimes believe that the flu have disappeared in the last year. You are absolutely correct. Influenza kills about 10,000 people over the age of 5 on a yearly basis in South Africa, which is relatively small in comparison to the lives we lose because of COVID. Worldwide, between 3 and 6 million cases of severe of severe influenza is notified, with 300,000 to 700,000 deaths. So if one think back to 2020, with a hard lockdown, with people wearing masks, with people physically distancing, we actually almost saw influenza disappearing, meaning that the same mitigation strategies that works for COVID-19 also prevent us from developing influenza as well. The other problem, of course, was that schools were closed due to the lockdown, meaning that the super spreader of influenza, which is normally school-going children, could not go to school and therefore cannot spread the influenza virus.
Now, Dr. Emile, we are all soon expecting a third wave. So does winter add another layer of risk to this potential third wave?
Yes, it does. We are more indoors, we cuddle up, we live in small, poorly ventilated areas, windows are closed because it's cold. So obviously that creates the environment for especially viral diseases to be transmitted within our families and also to other people. And I think the most important thing for us is to stay in our own bubble and with our own family, because the more we gather and the more bubbles that gets together, the higher the risk of transmission. I've said that, and I've said it before, that the advent of the third wave depends highly on our people's behavior, whether we're going to delay it by adhering to the mitigation strategies, or whether we're going to prematurely ignite the third wave through not behaving in any way. The big thing is, though, with the next wave coinciding with winter and particularly respiratory virus season, I actually expect South Africa to have and experience a double whammy of both COVID-19 as well as influenza.
Very, very scary, Doctor, but information that we need to know and conversations we need to have.
Absolutely. I think the fear needs to be mitigated with the knowledge and information so that we can take the necessary precautions. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor. It was always been a pleasure having you in the loft. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Now, Nicole, we said it in our previous conversation with the doc, and now we're saying it again. We're giving away money, people an opportunity to walk away with 5,000 Rand a week. Of course, we are gearing up to the next giveaway on Monday. I'm very excited about that.
Yes, and all you need to do is share your amazing survival stories. They can be crazy, they can be intense, but they just have to be real to you, right?
Absolutely, Mzansi. Now, do you have a survival story? Then we want to hear from you. From falling off a tree, a snake bite, or escaping your neighbor's crazy dog. We want to hear your story. Immuenza is giving away 5,000 Rand a week for 5 weeks. And all you have to do is to reply to the Immuenza competition post on the Afternoon Express Facebook page or Twitter page and tell us your survival story and what protected you using the hashtag Immuenza. Competition closes tonight, of course, at midnight, and terms and conditions can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. Help support your immune system for your next big adventure with Immuenza. On Monday, the annual and first virtual Gender, Wellness and Leadership Summit hosted by the Motsepe Foundation took place, with a keynote address given by the co-founder, Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe, centered around economic inclusion for women and the youth, as well as many other addresses by influential professionals and personalities. If you'd like to find out more, then visit the live stream on the Motsepe Foundation Facebook page. Welcome back to our Wellness Wednesday of Afternoon Express. Now, gymnastics is one of the most competitive exercise programs available to children, as it incorporates a number of different skills into one sport, such as strength, flexibility, speed, balance, coordination, power, and discipline. Today, we meet some of the young girls and boys, along with Coach Cherelle Ericksen, from Mega Gymnastics Academy, who will be showing us how it's done. Now, I've always wanted to do gymnastics growing up, I'm not going to lie. So this is my opportunity to live vicariously through you. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you.
Now tell me all about gymnastics. I mean, why is it such a sport that we should be encouraging more and more kids to be involved with?
Gymnastics builds the physical ability of your body, and it helps with cognitive skills, which helps them to concentrate and to focus, which is also a huge benefit in schools. When they compete and when they train, they meet friends, which helps them develop social skills.
Yeah, so it seems as if being a gymnast is more than just the dance and flexibility and the athleticism that's necessary, but it can help in different areas of life. Well, I'm ready to get into it. I believe that you've got your 3 gymnastics here, your gymnasts here, and you're about to show us a fun, quick warm-up.
Warm-up. So they will be showing us a fun, quick warm-up. So this helps to get the blood flowing to the muscles.
Nice. So this is essentially just a little jog. And then what does this all help with?
This basically gets your heart beating and the blood to your muscles before you do stretch, which basically prevents injuries in the sport. So we do this before each training session.
I love that.
Yeah.
And how important is it to be well warmed up?
Very important to prevent injuries, because if you're not warm, you can pull a muscle.
I love the fact that also, I mean, I can already see your students are quite flexible. Is this where everyone starts?
No. Well, it all depends on your genes. So some kids are naturally flexible. Other kids need to work hard at it, but eventually you can.
You can get there.
Yes.
I love the fact as well, you know, a good sport that you're able to build your skill level and your skill set. You know, one size doesn't fit all. So essentially, you just work slowly but surely. And when it comes to the different age groups that you've got going on, I can see that you've got every kind of kid represented. Okay. Okay, so when it comes now, they've warmed up. The kids are ready to start, essentially, their presentation of the gymnastics. Where does one start, and what are you about to show us?
So we are going to demonstrate 3 different conditioning exercises for you. We've got cardio, which Kutlwano is going to demonstrate, the rope. So she's going to be doing rope skipping.
Nice.
And this is cardio. This is for stamina and endurance. So she's just going to skip 10 times.
And what age group would we say she'd be under?
She is 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so she can fall under beginner or level 1, depending on how good they are, you know what I mean?
I love that. 7-year-old, just like how young Elijah. Start them young, South Africa, start them young.
Next, and we have Matt, that's doing plyometric training.
Nice.
So this strengthens the muscles and it improves stability, ability, and also balance.
I love that.
Next, we have Jean-Michel. She will be demonstrating a strength exercise. This basically improves the gymnast's performance.
Wow. I mean, talk about strength, Mzansi. I struggle to just get myself out of bed in the morning, let alone going upside down like that queen. Wow, I love that. I know that that's just, you know, essentially what every gymnast learns to do. Something that is core, something that is essential to them being able to be the best athletes possible. Now, there's something you've got more.
So we've got skills now. Kutlwano is going to show us a side aerial.
Woo! Wow. I mean, I see she got quite high there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
That is what plyometric training helps for that fast twitch action.
Love that.
Something interesting. So Matt's going to demonstrate a flick-flack for us.
Okay. Wow, boy, he did flick his flack. I love that. Okay. Very nice. And essentially, when it comes to that, what's important for every gymnast to remember?
Stay tight, squeeze your core, and jump.
And jump for your life. I'm here for it. Okay. And then you've got something else.
Michelle will be showing us side aerial into one-legged flick-flack, and then a standing back tuck. So this is obviously more advanced.
Yeah. Woo! I got this. I'm just joking, Mzansi. But essentially, this is what you do at Mega Gymnastics Academy. So tell us all about the academy and what you're so passionate about, especially when it comes to working with the youth.
Well, we are in Montague Gardens. We specialize in autistic mag and wag gymnastics. We have a high-performance
group as well. So your high performance is basically like your future Springbok gymnasts and stuff. You get your normal levels, which is recreational. So yeah, I like working with kids and building and developing their dreams. So this is my passion.
Girl, your passion is definitely coming through in the bucket loads. Mzansi, please just head over to our Afternoon Express social media pages if you want to find out how to enroll your kids in gymnastics.
The other day, Junior with the big hair went for a haircut. Smooth. Things were looking good until the power cut out.
Not smooth. But don't worry, he called it a half pineapple. And now it's a trend. Nothing smoother.
Tropica.
Made with love by Clover. We're back with my main man, Elijah. Now we're enjoying the last few days of summer fun with Tropica Icy Frozen Treats. Now what would be more fun than a little challenge with our guest, Elijah? Now we have all come to learn that Elijah loves storytelling, so we have a What Happened Next challenge just for him. Now Elijah, this is how the rules go. They're super easy, so don't worry about them. I'm going to say a sentence or a phrase from 3 popular stories, and you have to say what happens next in the story. Now for each part of the story you get correct, I will be gifting you an incredible Tropica Icy. Are you ready?
Very.
Do you love your cold ice lollies?
Yes.
Well, this one is for you. Here's your first clue. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Goldilocks. She went for a walk in the forest and came upon a house. What happened next?
She went in the house and she saw 3 pots of porridge. The big bear's porridge, the medium-sized bear's porridge, and the small bear's porridge.
Yes! Congratulations! So already, you've banked yourself 1 ice lolly. We're going to keep it right here to make sure it stays cool, just like you like it. Cool and smooth is what it's all about. Now, we've got a true superstar in the loft, so let's put his knowledge to the test even further. Here's your second story. What did the 3 little pigs say when the wolf said, little pig, let me in?
They said, I will not let you in on my tummy num chum.
Okay, Mzansi, do you know why I'm going to give that one to Elijah? First of all, Elijah says YouTube. He can't even say YouTube. He says YouTube. So, of course, by him saying not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin, the pronunciation is off, but my whole man knew exactly what that's about. So right now, you're walking away with 2 ice lollies. Let's see if we can make it that magical 3 number. Here's your final story, my man. Now, what are the words of the giant when Jack got to the beanstalk and the giant peered through the clouds? What did the giant say when he peered through the clouds? Think of it.
Hee, hi, ho.
Hee, hi, ho.
Yeah, fee, fi, fo, fum. Okay, I don't know about that one, Mzansi. Let me know if I should be giving away Elijah his incredible 3 ice lollies. Look, you're such a superstar, and you've done so incredibly well by storytelling. I think you deserve the entire lot. Well done again goes to Elijah. I mean, you deserve not only 1, not only 2, but 3 Tropica frozen treats to stay cool.
The other day, Junior with the big hair went for a haircut.
Smooth.
Things were looking good until the power cut out.
Not smooth. But don't worry, he called it a half pineapple. And now it's a trend. Nothing smoother.
Tropica.
Made with love by Clover. We're here with the Swartz, the family of the moments. Now, what makes me so excited about these families is I'm a huge fan of the YouTube platform because it essentially enables the everyday next-door person to be able to be a star, you know, essentially. And that's what I love about it. But I know myself, I'm the type of person to watch a YouTube family just for the babies. I love the little kids and the little personalities that come through. I mean, Mom Chantal, you were telling me the symbolic nature of the names of your boys and the fact that every time Elijah speaks, the little one just gets so excited.
Yes, that's right. They're very, very close. And Elijah's such a great big brother to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really, really close. And it's very special to watch them grow up together like that.
You were speaking about essentially both of them being each other's guardians almost, being loyal to each other. Is that the type of foundation you want to see them growing up with?
Definitely. we're a close family unit. We do all our adventures together. So it's Elijah in front of the camera, but it's all of us doing the jumping together and climbing together. So we a close family unit.
I love it. Elijah, what were we speaking about earlier? Baby number 3. Baby number 3. Baby number 3. Are you excited for a little baby boy or baby daughter? Are you pressurizing mom and dad?
Yes.
I love how he's so unapologetic about that, Nicole.
Well, I mean, there's always the option of adopting a puppy, Palesa. Extreme here.
I love that. I mean, Dumi, you've got a little boy yourself. I mean, behind the cameras, behind the scenes, everyone was just bonding, playing. I mean, how excited are you to be able to see a family structure budding, young still in the entertainment world, but still growing?
It's so beautiful, Palesa. And the funny part is, it seems as though the little boy, his baby brother, finishes his sentences because he says something and the little one's like, yes, I agree with you, big brother. It's such a beautiful thing to just observe.
That is what it's all about. I mean, Dad, finally, I love your little T-shirts. What do they all stand for?
So it's a funny story. During lockdown, obviously, I just told you guys why I started the channel. But one day he came out of his room with, he drew the logo himself, and he stuck it to a shirt with glue.
Wow!
And he said, one day when I start a YouTube channel, this is going to be my merchandise.
Oh,
and that's
vision for you.
I love it! Young Elijah, an entrepreneur, an entertainer, a visionary, already earning his rent before the age of 10. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, making my day every day. But from us here on Afternoon Express, City, good night, stay safe, Mzansi, and happy eating. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Elijah.
Make the most of glorious summer with your picnic favorites. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.